So what's it like actually being on a set, actually going out on a shoot? Um, I can't show you right now because, much like you, quarantine has affected this part of my life pretty extensively. So I did the next best thing. I grabbed the one body that I knew I had access to, and I staged a shoot for you. So what you'll see is what it would be like on a small set. So what I have is one musician. We'll throw some serious air quotes around that. And then three people behind the scenes. So we have a director, a camera person, and a sound person. And I thought about doing a time lapse of the whole setup, but with just me doing it, it really doesn't capture the essence of organized chaos that's typically there, which is really an interesting thing to be a part of, both the setup and the teardown. So many people moving in unison, so many different tasks getting accomplished at once, and only occasionally do toes get stepped on. But this is what the shoot itself would look like. So everything's been set up, everything's ready to go. You'll get a brief interview with each of the people involved, and then you'll get to see what the shoot looks like as it starts to roll.
Came across Louisiana Tom playing an open mic, actually, at a bar down the street. We got to talking afterwards. It turns out he's got several recordings, but he hasn't really gotten any traction. So we're hoping that maybe a couple of videos released on social media will increase his profile a bit. My job is to be in charge, right? So I was the one who wrangled all the crew together, who arranged for the space. Normally that would be the producer, but again, this is a small crew. I'm acting as the producer and as the director, and it's pretty much everything else. I mean, these other guys have got their hands full of their equipment, so if anybody needs to run the slate, that becomes me. If anybody needs to run and grab a cup of coffee, that becomes me. I am simultaneously the most important and least important person on this set today. All right, so then we're just going to stay tight on his hands for the solo, but other than that, we'll keep a medium wide. Okay. Oh, hi. I'm the director of photography for today. Obviously, that says I'm the guy in charge of the camera, but there's more to it than that. Basically, everything about how the scene looks falls underneath my control. So for today, that means I also did the lighting and dealt with the backdrop, the chair. Again, everything that shows up in the image sort of falls under my control. It doesn't look like much right now because we have the house lights on and the production lights are off, but this is what we're going for. On a small shoot like this, it's me setting up the lights, it's me setting up the camera, etc. On a larger shoot, this would be subdivided. I would normally have two assistant camera operators, the first and second assistant, possibly even additional people beyond that. And then there would be somebody else who I was in charge of who would be in charge of lighting, all right? The master electrician would have a fleet of gaffers, and they would be the ones that actually did the lighting. But again, small set, small shoot. People multitask, right? So I'm the camera guy, director of photography. So these guys call me the talent. I think that's a job description more than a description of my abilities, but that's all right. I'll take all the compliments I can get, even if they weren't meant as such, right? What can I say? My job is to perform, right? I need to be here on time, guitar in tune, warmed up and ready to roll. As soon as these guys are ready, I should be ready. I'm kind of just honored to be here, I played a couple of open mics. These guys approached me and asked if I wanted to work on a couple of videos, and I think this will be great. I can stick this on my social media, and who knows, maybe this will even lead to an album deal somewhere down the way. Anyway, click subscribe. So I'm the sound mixer for this shoot. My job's really twofold. One is all about microphone selection and microphone placement. The other is about actually recording clean audio. The heart of what I do is this unit. This particular one is a Tascam. This is a multi-track recorder, so I can take up to 6 signals into this and record each one of them as a separate file. So at the moment, I've got 3 microphones going. The talent is going to be playing a guitar. So I have one guitar or one microphone for the sound hole on the guitar and one microphone for the vocals. And for both of those, I've chosen Shure SM58s. It's a very neutral microphone. It'll give us a relatively realistic tone, and then we can monkey with it in post, to make it sound a little more professional. But I'm also running a third microphone, which is a shotgun, which is a little bit farther away, and it will pick up theoretically not only the guitarist and the vocal performance, but a little bit of the room as well. So if we want a little bit of that reverb feel that comes from being in a space, we can mix those three together in different combinations and get whatever it is that we want. So having selected the microphones and hopefully having placed them, just writing shotgun on the levels is my other job. So I'll listen constantly to make sure that there's no noise, there's no problems, playing, air conditioning, cell phone, anything like that. But also I'll be keeping my eye on these meters and watching the levels. You can take a look here. I'm just getting some basic sound check.
All right, not that one.
Right now.
How about a little drop D action? Huh? That ought to really shake the subwoofers.
Today's shoot is really an easy shoot. We're indoors, which is fantastic. I've got air conditioning, I've got a table, I've got a chair, and I'm only running 3 microphones. And the talent is static, nothing's moving. So this is really a cherry gig today. Sometimes it's not like that. I might be running as many as 6 microphones, in which case I'll be working harder. But if we're on a location shoot or a shoot where the talent is moving, I have to be able to move along with them. So I actually have a bag that straps over my shoulders that hangs here in front of my chest, and the audio recorder and the receivers for all of my wireless microphones fit in that bag. So I'm walking along behind the camera people, mixing sound as we travel. And usually if you're doing that, you're outside and it's hot and it's buggy and it's miserable. So today is a good day to be the sound mixer. All right. Everybody ready? Quiet on the set. Roll sound. Sound rolling. Sound speed. Roll camera. Camera rolling. Camera speed. And marker. Louisiana Tom sings the blues. First tone, take 1. And action. Hi there, I'm Louisiana Tom, and I'm here to sing the blues.
Admittedly, that's a little bit silly, but it does do, I think, a decent job of representing what it's like to be there. Once everyone's in place, once all of the fiddling about and set up and last minute adjustments have been made, this is the ritual, right? There's a call to attention. There's a call to attention. There's a sequence of commands that everybody goes through. It's always the same sequence every time. It's always the same ritual. And this is how, there's a consistency of technique which leads to a consistency of product. So hopefully next semester you'll get to experience this for real. But for now, I hope you smiled at least a little bit.